in the way that Gerald Nadler was, which was his, in the way that Carolyn Maloney was, which was hers. So, I mean, that's really the case. And the endorsements that Michael Lasher got from everybody and people that I thought would have done better, that I'm upset about, I think it definitely helped him. But I think Jack just couldn't get the right start, to be honest.
Okay. Well, because I thought he was doing well.
I've met them all. I met them all in person. I mean,
are you
I was most impressed with Alex. Honestly, and he's a good-looking man as well. And Jack was fun. But I think he's also another one. Like, he can tone his, he can tune his presentation a little better, be more clear on issues, because him being a little bit, floppy or nonsensical. But look, he'll probably, hopefully run again.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, because I think he could be a really, really interesting person to have in Congress. I would be so excited. Instead, we're just going to get the regulars again.
Regular.
No, I think you're going to see him come back. I'm hoping.
I hope so.
I think he also did that for his sister.
I think if you're going to run,
continue.
This is just my read, Scotty, you're way closer to this. It would seem, though, that Democratic primary 2026, if you are an oligarch and you want to win, you really have to be a star. You really have to bring something special. You either have to stake out a position on policy that is really, the guy is an oligarch. And I think we're in an environment where, at least in the Democratic Party,
dolls to kids.
Right.
That's fucked up.
You're breaking up.
What's that?
To distinguish himself.
I couldn't hear you.
Really?
No, I couldn't hear you. I don't know if it's
back up like 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
I want to hear what you have to say, though. I'm sorry. I would like to hear what you have to say. Yeah?
Your Wi-Fi and 5G data or whatever is competing, or Bluetooth.
Tao can be talked about, but not the eternal Tao. Tao can be talked about, but not the eternal Tao. Names can be named, but not the eternal. As the origin of heaven and earth in his nameless, as the mother of all things, it is nameless. So as ever hidden, we should look at its inner essence. When all the world recognizes beauty as beauty, this in itself is ugliness. When all the world recognizes good as good, this in itself is evil. Indeed, the hidden and the manifest give birth to each other. Difficult and easy complement each other. All ensure short, exhibit each other, high and low, set measure to each other. Voice and sound harmonize each other. Back and front, follow each other. Therefore the sage manages his affairs without ado and spreads his teaching without talking. He denies nothing to the teeming things. He rears them but lays no claim to them. He does his work but sets no store by it. He accomplishes his task but does not dwell upon it. And yet it is just because he does not dwell on it that nobody can ever take it away from him. As always manifest, we should look at its outer aspects. These two flow from the same source, though differently named, and both are called mysteries. The mystery of mysteries is the door of all lessons. By not exalting the talented, you will cause the people to cease from rivalry and contention. By not prizing goods hard to get, you will cause the people to cease from robbing and stealing. By not displaying what is desirable, you will cause the people's hearts to remain undisturbed. Therefore, the sage's way of governing begins by emptying the heart of desires, filling the belly with food, weakening the ambitions, toughening the bones. In this way, he will cause the people to remain without knowledge and without desire, and prevent the knowing ones from any ado. Practice non-ado, and everything will be in order. The towel is like an empty bowl, which in being used can never be filled up. Fathomless, it seems to be the origin of all things. It blunts all sharp edges, it bends all, it is all tangles. It harmonizes all lights, it unites the world into one whole, hidden in the deeps. Yet it seems to exist forever. I do not know whose child it is. It seems to be the common ancestor of all, the father of things. Heaven and earth is not sentimental. It treats all things as straw dogs. The sage is not sentimental. He treats all his people as straw dogs. Between heaven and earth, there seems to be a billows. It is empty, and yet it is inexhaustible the more it works.
Hi, excuse me, but I got a question. How does Bima respond to the accusations of being labeled a Karen?
I'm not a Karen because I wouldn't ever force a company to do something, and I wouldn't legislate a company to do something, but it's just free market feedback. You guys are weird.
I don't know.
I think it's weird that on Clubhouse people say that's weird when they got no real evidence to support the conversation anymore. That's what's weird.
I mean, if I were white, because I'm not white, right? I'm just part white, ancestry. I'm not white, so I don't feel a connection to it.
Are you
I don't
yellow?
want to be.
Are you brown?
I'm black. But
You're
I don't
black?
have a connection to it, so it's like because
I don't
I'm
believe
not
you.
white, I don't feel a
I don't
connection to
believe
it.
you. You don't sound black.
I'm definitely not black.
Well, you just said you're black and you're not white.
I did say I was black. I'm not white either.
Then what are you?
I don't know.
Are you a man?
I hope so.
Great. What's your point?
Well, my point is that if I were white, from that perspective, I can understand where Beaver and things is coming from because Like, if I were to grow up as, and I'm just gonna be honest, like unbiased, if I grow up as a white man, right, and you get told like since history that like you're the enemy in every history book, you're the villain. You're always seen as a bad guy. You're never seen as a good person. You know, every time you hear about how white people do so much crime against humanity in every facet of life, and then now you start to see these places where you start to see people spam, you know, racist things to white people that would be racist if it were in reverse. If you go on the internet, you look, you see people say things like, "Well, white men have a this XYZ problem," or "White men make me uncomfortable," or "white." But if the roles were reversed, that person would be canceled. And I can understand the feeling on that side, if it, you know, that if I'm white and I'm seeing all this pushback for being white, I'm going to feel offended. Of course,
Do you feel like other white people have to almost make up for that, like to
right.
that they have to make
Right,
up for
so and that point too, right? And that's the point too, where like other white people would tell you, like, you know, who you are as a person, like you need to always be sorry, you have to apologize about being white, you know. And I get that point, but I also get Beamer's point too, where it's like, from her perspective, it's like, okay, we have minorities who have these issues, and you have the white majority, and then you have the supremacy issue, then you have the historical context. But then Beaver's point is also correct, where it's like, you know, if Asian people can create their own doll, I mean things, whatever. If black people can create their own black-owned products, why is it wrong for white people to do the same thing too? And I get that. And so I don't think side
It's
is
because
right
white
or
people
wrong.
don't have black
I do see the
hair.
point where like, okay, maybe in my
It's
mind I do
it's
see
all
where, like,
about
okay,
black female hair in the beauty industry, D.
Right. So hold on. I get where Bima, like, the point that I disagree with Bima is maybe the kid. You know, I don't think a young kid is really thinking in a racialized lens. So maybe it's a little bit too far for me, but I don't see evil intent in Bima, but I do see the pushback. So Bima, if you're gonna say it, you're gonna get a lot of pushback for it because there is a lot of. I do see the like.
Yeah, no one's accusing Bima of evil intent. When we say Karen, we just mean someone who sounds annoying. It doesn't mean they're evil. They just sound annoying. And so naturally, because this is an audio conference call app, when somebody sounds like an annoying woman, we just say that's a Karen. But we all know Bima has a heart of gold. Otherwise, you know, we wouldn't be here entertaining what she has to say. That's the truth.
When she told the story and she read both of the letters to me, I said, okay, the doll is not other children. The doll is one specific child. And not knowing that immediately triggered her to immediately write a letter and say, hey, you need to have more diversity within the toys that you make. And this
I didn't know that it was one. I didn't know that it was one character. We're all different.
But that's exactly what I'm telling you, is that you made a conscious decision to think racially instead of just thinking that this was just one toy or this is just was the company's logo or mascot. You didn't think that. The first thing you thought was racial. Okay,
Well,
that's
because
right.
they're all different.
That's
Yeah,
my issue.
because they're right. Because they're all different.
Do not
Except they're
interrupt.
all
No
the same race.
We make foreign houses.
Can you stop interrupting me? I'm trying to get the point across that we need to start capital executions of all the people on.
Anyone else wants to just start interrupting, you're just gonna move to the goo without warnings. This is my first and last one.
What we're talking about.
Okay?
And you're somehow trying to sweep that under the rug because you're like, oh, well, I'm just giving them some feedback about their doll. Like, hello, I'm being a good customer. Like, no, that's called being annoying, and it was unnecessary.
You're in the Matrix, Black.
I think Beamer's woke, man. She the wokest person on this goddamn stage.
Well, she's dating a guy that looks just like you, Timothy. He drives a truck. It's her love. It's her
You know
lover.
what they say about woke people? They don't get enough sleep to think clearly.
Thanks, you're black, man. I'm sorry.
See,
What the hell?
Bima's a good person, and it's not just the way she sounds, it's also what she says, which is annoying. But see, the thing that you guys don't realize is that I record her and put her on YouTube, and I just consider it the Bima show. I don't judge what she says.
John,
I don't.
nobody's voting for you.
Well, nobody's voting for you either. And who made you Green Bean God? But the point is, it's the Bima show. Take it away, Bima.
Thanks, John. Yeah. So I just disagree with what your idea is things. I didn't. When you look at our children and you want everybody to feel included. I didn't invent race. Okay, like that wasn't something that.
Of course.
Right. By noticing it. Okay, so. When you look at things like race and then representation, these are things that
Towels can be talked about, but not the eternal towel. Names can be named, but not the eternal name. As the origin of heaven and earth in his nameless, as the mother of all things it is nameable, so as ever hidden we should look at its inner essence. When all the world recognizes beauty as beauty, this in itself is ugliness. When all the world recognizes good as good, this in itself is evil. Indeed, the hidden and the manifest give birth to each other. Difficult and easy complement each other. All in short exhibit each other. High and low set measure to each other. Voice and sound harmonize each other. Back and front follow each other. Therefore the sage manages his affairs without ado and spreads his teaching without talking. Hidden is nothing to the teeming things. He rears them but lays no claim to them. He does his work but sets no store by it. He accomplishes his task but does not dwell upon it. And yet it is just because he does not dwell on it that nobody can ever take it away from him. As always manifest, we should look at its outer aspects. These two flow from the same source, though differently named, and both are called mysteries. The mystery of mysteries is the door of all essence. By not exalting the talented, you will cause the people to cease from rivalry and contention. By not prizing goods hard to get, you will cause the people to cease from robbing and stealing. By not displaying what is desirable, you will cause the people's hearts to remain undisturbed. Therefore, the sage's way of governing begins by emptying the heart of desires, filling the belly with food, weakening the ambitions, toughening the bones. In this way, he will cause the people to remain without knowledge and without desire, and prevent the knowing ones from any ado. Practice non-ado, and everything will be in order. The towel is like an empty bowl, which in being used can never be filled up. Fathomless, it seems to be the origin of all things. It blunts all sharp edges, it bends out is all tangles. It harmonizes all lights, it unites the world into one whole, hidden in the deeps. Yet it seems to exist forever. I do not know whose child it is. It seems to be the common
It was a request. It wasn't a demand.
Well, this day and age, people get canceled for this sort of that type of stuff. So when you lead by that rhetoric, it can make other people think, oh, well, you got something racial going on here. People get canceled for stuff.
That's the free market. I'm sorry, you
No,
don't like it.
that's
No,
people like you like to cancel people for even the most minorest things.
Absolutely. If you're listen for that is the free market. And what you're saying, people like me, what I believe is that people get to make their decisions as individuals, and they get to put their right. Exactly. So what's the problem with that? Do you just
the problem with this is that the problem with it is that you used it, and now you're using this sort of free market thing as an excuse as to just harass anyone you feel as though is doing something racial with
That's
their
not
toys.
harassment, brother.
again? You're using the word harassment because
They
you
could take it
don't
as
have a better
harassment. It's not
argument.
harassment, but they could take it as
You don't have a better argument. Things you're just.
Thank God you told me the letter, because when you read that letter that they sent back to you, they sounded very nice, and they had to educate you real fast before they think, oh,
My
this
letter
person can
didn't
cancel
sound.
us.
My letter
big
didn't
ass
sound horrible.
kitchen.
It did it.
I'm not saying I'm a good cook,
Even if it did,
but I can
these
cook,
companies ask for feedback
and I
all
love
the time.
cooking, and I
So
love
just because
doing
the feedback wasn't
cooking
positive
shirts.
feedback, that doesn't mean that it's
And
harassment.
yeah,
So can I go to
a big
an
ass
Asian
kitchen.
store and tell them that they need to start selling more?
If you're a company, if you do whatever, if you mix a food, whatever you do, I'm pretty sure you want to hear back from your customers, the community, X, Y, and Z.
Not really.
Okay.
And I've worked in a couple of businesses before. The majority of those letters that you saw, quote unquote, they're mostly complaints. They're mostly demands. So just because this one was maybe somewhat
When we all go down the store,
counterproductive,
then they print your receipt, and on that receipt it asks for you to do a survey, or when they ask for feedback, that's not
what the supermarket that you get the stuff from.
anything. I mean,
No, they mostly ask you to donate an extra $1 for some sort of charity. I don't know what feedback survey they're giving you.
No, he's talking. What he's talking about is just normal companies. Regular companies are constantly trying to.
Towels can be talked about, but not the eternal towel. Names can be named, but not the eternal name. As the origin of heaven and earth in his nameless, as the mother of all things, it is nameable. So as ever hidden, we should look at its inner essence. When all the world recognizes beauty as beauty, this in itself is ugliness. When all the world recognizes good as good, this in itself is evil. Indeed, the hidden and the manifest give birth to each other. Difficult and easy complement each other. All in short exhibit each other. High and low set measure to each other. Voice and sound harmonize each other. Back and front follow each other. Therefore the sage manages his affairs without ado and spreads his teaching.
Hey Matthew, have you thought about coming up with a line of dolls to accompany your perfumes, Matthew?
Without talking, he denies nothing to the teeming things. He rears them but lays no claim to them. He does his work but sets no store by it. He accomplishes his task but does not dwell upon it. And yet it is just because he does not dwell on it that nobody can ever take it away from him. As always manifest, we should look at its outer aspects. These two flow from the same source, though differently named, and both are called mysteries. The mystery of mysteries is the door of all essence. people to cease from rivalry and contention. By not prizing goods hard to get, you will cause the people to cease from robbing and stealing. By not displaying what is desirable, you will cause the people's hearts to remain undisturbed. Therefore, the sage's way of governing begins by emptying the heart of desire, filling the belly with food, weakening the ambitions, toughening the bones. In this way, he will cause the people.
There's two consequences. There's two potential outcomes that could have happened when I wrote this letter. One, they completely ignored it and they don't give a shit. Two, they say, oh, do you know what? I've actually gotten this same exact email however many times. Let's put this in a file and let's start to reflect this throughout our business practice and then change your business practice. And then also ignore that consequence. That's exactly how things, that's exactly how this type of shit works.
Yeah, but if you do the business economics, like you were talking about business economics, like if you were creating a certain product for everyone, then obviously the inclusion would be there. But if it's just a specific character like Chucky or some sort of other character, then they're going to only read those versions of it, especially if it's some sort of popular doll. So that's why I said you wasted those energies to go out your way to complain about something unnecessary.
You keep referring back to and you're trying to backtrack. I told you and I explained that we both, I learned that it was one character in your email to me. I didn't know that
That's karma. That's just called karma because you wasted your time.
it's not called karma. I'm sorry that you have such a sad outlook on society and you don't trust yourself and you feel like you have no responsibility over what comes. This is my
It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. First of all, it's not gonna start with you though.
I feel like I'm not saying that the rest were supposed to stop. I'm asking you what are the consequences of what my message and what my email could have done to the company and what it could potentially be versus it being completely ignored.
I have to agree with Bima here. I think Bima is doing the Lord's work and really letting her intuition and willpower manifest into actual political change on the ground. I salute you, Bima. And don't let the haters hate. You're not just a Karen. You might be more than a Karen. Who knows? We don't know everything about you, do we, sweetheart? God bless you, Bima.
On the board and the head of the CEO made the decision.
I'm not gonna do it because I feel like I'm like making the world a better place. Like I'm all for making like perfumes for everyone. Like what the fuck? I'll make perfumes for everybody, right? And if there's like a niche where they're like, hey, I want like one of your perfumes, that's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I'll make it. Why not? You know, one a couple Asian influencers told me they'd love to see me to make like a plum blossom kind of perfume, but using different notes than that are typically used to make this plum blossom. So I'm like,
That's
okay,
different.
I'll give it a try.
I know what you're saying, but that's completely different.
Yeah, for me, like I'm kind of actually, to be honest, Bima, I don't think like I get that perfume is different for child defensive pharmacy. Like if you have kids that are like Asian or Mexican or black or something, and then they're playing with dolls that are exclusively like male dolls. I've heard this argument before. I don't know like to what degree to think about it, because sometimes I think like really evolved thinking is a little bit more critical for me, because I went to art school and they were being super far left. I'm just saying that there's some people who are extremely like they could create romantic image and those kinds of dolls or something. Like I get it, but it's because they're a minority, and then like when the kids are watching the cartoons, they usually see just like people that look different from them. I'm not sure like to what. I'm just saying that this conversation exists, right? I'm not saying what I personally think about it, right?
Matthew, if I buy myself some syrup and see the Aunt Jemima girl on there, and I write that same company that made the Aunt Jemima maple syrup and said, hey, you know what you should do? You should put a white lady instead of a black lady on there, just to create more diversity. You know, more people can buy this, you know, feel included buying your syrup because there's more, you know, people on there instead of just a black lady. How do you think that would make me look today?
Well, you know what, though? The funny thing is that Aunt Jemima, she's like one of the first like millionaire with black lip gloss.
It's just crazy that you have to feel. It's just crazy that you have to identify and feel and almost, you know, have the same thing in your body. Like it's really strange.
Yeah, you know what's funny is
and we don't keep that measure with anybody else. Like with anything else.
Matthew, could you maybe make me a perfume called Aunt Jemima's perfume? I'd like to buy that from you, Matthew.
Carmelo Anthony ever write back to you?
What did he? I'm saying like Aunt Jemima tomorrow, maybe.
Yes.
Did you guys know that like the very first female millionaire in the United States was a black lady? I just learned about this recently.
Bima, you need to account for this to answer.
Matthew, do you like Jean-Paul Gaultier, Le Maire?
I haven't seen that. Give the man an explanation.
I don't know. I don't know if you got it yet. I have to ask my friend who calls him. He calls in. I haven't called him. I'm not gonna call him, but
Read the letter.
I'll ask her.
Did you include her in your underwear?
It's disgusting.
That's funny. That's always teasing. Just teasing. I mean, we have a really good group. Yeah.
Oh, this is America, where the Karens live.
Anyways, you know what? I was just watching a travel show. This fucking, what is it? Kigali City in Rwanda. The place looks fucking amazing.
Matthew, can you make me a perfume called Kigali City? I'd like to buy it from you tonight.
Yeah, it's apparently like the safest, cleanest city in the world. It's fucking looks very cool.
It's beautiful.
Matthew, do you have a beret? Because I'd like to send you a beret, Matthew. I think you'd look very handsome walking around Kigali City in a beret. And I would like for you to clone Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Mail for me. Thank you, Matthew.
Jean-Paul Gaultier, the designer?
The perfume, La Mal. Perfume. It's a famous formula. I actually know it. I memorized it.
Hello, Thunder. Would you like to speak? Or Edward? Bima, why did you sigh just a second ago?
So D, you've been there? You've been to Kigali?
Wait, I asked the question, so don't interrupt.
No, Beaver, quick.
John Kitover is annoying me.
Someone asked me a question, right? Beaver?
Yeah, let's get this room popping, y'all.
Yeah, I'd like to ask when Bima
did you make
Write
the
the
letter?
letter to Carmelo Anthony's not gonna get it done, y'all. That's not gonna get it done, y'all. Alright, we need to get provocative.
It was recent. It might not have even gotten to him. Yet. It has to go to all of these.
We need more sizzle on the top, y'all. This is not going to do it. Alright? We need some reparations. We need some, Donald Trump
Anthony
2028.
Anthony fired up pumped up cigarettes.
Yes, delete it.
You are diabolical.
Delete it, write another letter saying, I'm very sorry, thank you for your time.
Dear Carmelo, I pray to Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, every day for the capital punishment execution program with the United States government to be reinstituted to rid ourselves from human pieces of shit like you forever. God bless. In the name of our Lord, Father, Jesus Christ, amen.
I don't want to talk about this. Please don't talk about this. It's too sad. Thank you. Let's talk about it. It changed to Beaver.
Hey man, you kill. If you kill, you go to jail.
Can you maybe create me a perfume called,
No, not everybody that kills goes to jail. Things.
What did Carmelo say before he stabbed him in the chest? He's like, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, not everybody that defends themselves get to walk.
Was Carmelo defending himself?
Facts, absolutely.
He was defending himself. It was
110%.
100%, 110%.
What do you mean how?
What was the other person's weapon?
It doesn't matter.
I think it does.
Okay, we could just. What about the last?
This isn't West Side Story. Everybody doesn't have to have a knife.
He didn't have no weapon. He was just walking.
I want to dedicate this next flute song to Carmelo for you all.
Yeah, but my point is if they walk, they get to go home and they get to walk home.
Yeah, but just because somebody walks up to you and says, hey, you can't be here, doesn't give you the right to just stab somebody. Sorry.
Of course not. Yeah, but that's not what happened, is it?
No, that wasn't the case.
Now, sorry, Fangs. That's not what happened.
And so he got stabbed.
The Holy Spirit came down from outer space in heaven, took a knife and plunged it into his chest. It wasn't him. It wasn't Carmelo. Sweet, beautiful baby boy Carmelo would never do such a thing.
Yeah, I almost went to jail for something like that. Just because someone puts their hands on you to try to maybe push you out the way or something like that, that doesn't mean you get to now use extreme violence against them. Maybe if you pushed them and got into a scuffle, that'd be a different story. You stabbing somebody is not the answer or response to someone just touching you. If it is, then majority of us will be dead. And majority of us will be in prison if that was the case.
You said context matters.
Yeah, the context does matter. Don't stab somebody just because they put their hands on you.
Don't threaten and then intimidate and then initiate violent aggression upon a innocent person who's sitting there who has no responsibility to calibrate his defense in response to protect his assaulter. Okay, what Austin
threatened him, and then he moved. He
No,
said he was
that's
going to
not-
move him, and then he grabbed him. Yeah, he did.
That's
He
not
grabbed
assault.
him and he touched him. Well, you need to look at the laws.
That's
because it
threatening and
absolutely is.
intimidation at its
No,
finest.
it's
That's not assault.
As soon as you move, and all of the testimony proves this, right? They talk about the type of initiation of force that Austin Metcalf used, and in the least, it could be it's a class C misdemeanor. I have to grab it, or it could be even as something here. Let me grab it. But there's
Right.
two.
Yeah,
Right.
because
So
in this
it doesn't
scene,
matter. In
you can't teenage.
either way, it was a crime that.
Yeah, either way, he deserves to get killed for it. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying no. That's not what we're litigating. We weren't
Litigating that he was no. This is what you're saying. You're justifying it. Yes, you are, because you just justified it. You're saying, oh, if you prove that, then you won't get stabbed.
No, we're saying that somebody doesn't have the authority. You don't have the moral authority. Hold on.
As the origin of heaven and earth
Force me,
in his name.
okay, to calibrate your defense, to calibrate your protection when you're assaulting me. If you're going to come after me, I have the own things that are going on in my own life, right? I may have just had a shoulder surgery a couple months earlier that I can't just get into, what is it called, a fisticuff scuffle. It's going to, you could permanently injure my entire arm, and then my entire future for whatever it is could be at risk. You're putting my life at risk by even starting to want to initiate aggression upon me. I also may have epilepsy, where because we understand that epilepsy affects the prefrontal cortex. Wait a second, hold on, just let me finish. I could have, because guess what? Both of these things were in the case of Carmelo Anthony. Okay, you could trigger a seizure that could be deadly. He had no obligation to protect his defender or to protect his assaulter. If you're going to initiate aggression, okay,
his affairs without a due, and spreads his teaching without talking. It ain't nothing to the teaching thing. He rears them but lays no claim to them. He does his work, but sets no store by it. He accomplishes his task, but does not dwell upon it. And yet it is just because he does not dwell on it that nobody can ever take it away.
Right, you have to do something wrong to get into trouble.
As always,
At the end of the video, he went up to the first and he said, hey, you don't belong here. Can you please go over there? And my teacher assigned him to tell other people that didn't belong in that nook that they couldn't be there. He said, hey, man, you couldn't be there. He even tried to be polite at first with his body language in the beginning of the video. If you watch the video, he tried to, he was coming on politely with his body language. Then when he didn't listen, he tried to push him gently into the
by not exalting the talented, he will cause the people to cease from rivalry and contention. By not rising the tide to get you will cause the people to cease from robbing and stealing. By not displaying what is horrible, you will cause the people's hearts to remain undisturbed.
If they're working for a teacher, yes, they get ran up.
hold on. Another student comes and tells you what to do. That's exactly why.
My school had home monitors.
In this way, he will cause the people to remain without knowledge and without desire, and prevent them knowing what from any
That's their job. If you were another teacher assigned them.
They can say things to them. They can say, Austin could have went up to him and talked to him for hours, right? But the problem was when Austin decided to initiate violent force.
When he tried to
It's like an empty bowl, which empty can never be filled
shoved out of a nook. That's supposed to be a getting stabbed. But you're saying that he's innocent.
It was stupid. I'm saying,
It harmonizes all lives and unites the world into one harmony. Yet
do I think that he should be guilty of murder? Absolutely not.
I do not know.
There was no intention known the kid before. He had no relationship with the kid. The kid came up to him, started using violent force. He was, even in the moment that the dad happened, he even spoke at the time for the dad, the level of that, and how when it was defensive, it wasn't an offense. It wasn't, yes, it was like he was okay, do you know how to stand about that? Do you know what the
There
stand
seems to be a bellows and it's empty and yet it's inexhaustible. The more complex, the more multiverse and fathom within
Of course you could. What do you mean the first step? There was only
When
one
he first
step.
got stabbed, he was retreating.
There
He
was
was
only
holding
one
his
step.
stab wound bleeding.
the spirit of the fountain.
Yeah, after he said he was able to get away.
Yeah, but I get where you're coming from.
You're just trying to justify.
That was the second time.
I wouldn't justify this last
Carmelo
Let me get it.
Carmelo moved away.
Lingering like gossamer, it has only a hint.
Because in the beginning, I felt the same way as you. Let's assume that Carmelo Anthony was in self-defense and he killed him, right? To say that he's innocent is a little too far-fetched. If
When you
anyone
draw
comes after me, right?
upon it,
If it's a punch, if it's a push, I have a decision. Either I can run away. If I can't run away, I can tell someone. If I know these people are bullies, I can be a snitch. But these days in our community, snitching and doing the right thing is not
is
seen
it
as
not because they do not live for themselves that they can live so long? Therefore, the sage wants to remain behind, but finds himself at the head of a weapons and so on, but finds himself safe and secure. Is it not because he is selfless that his self is realized? The highest form of goodness is my Lord. Lord knows how to benefit all things without striving within its stays and places known by all
instead of the kid and the
therefore comes near the town. In choosing your dwelling, know how to keep to the ground. Cultivating your mind, know how to dive in the hidden deep.
Listen, my daughter,
that means I sound smart.
no, my daughter got into a fight at school. The bitch did a sucker punch in the back. Her back was turned, and she got into the back, and then my daughter, and my daughter and I was trying to tell them to be like not intentionally using the pepper spray, just for she's pepper spray in case she wants, if she takes public transportation. So that's the reason why she had the pepper spray. But my daughter got in trouble.
Yeah, pepper spray would have been a way better way to get that. Carmelo Anthony had pepper spray. I would have been okay, yeah, he touched it. Kids are
The only argument the left have for this debate is the systematic unfairness when it comes to the number of years and how they persecuted Carmelo Anthony. They can go based on, okay, well, white guy, he got less crime for doing a rape or a murder. I can understand that debate. But to say that Carmelo was doing something out of, saving his life or doing a justice thing, let's go with that, right? Imagine that Carmelo Anthony doesn't get in trouble. What message does it send to America? Okay, if anybody pushes you, if you're black or any other minority, just kill
Names
somebody.
can be named,
You're fine.
The message
but
that
not.
message that people should hold on.
The
That's because people don't
origin of
understand
heaven
what
and
the
earth
law is and what it's supposed to do and the litigation, right?
is the mother
That's
of
not what
all
it's saying. We already have laws on that say you can't hurt people, you can't kill people, you can't do these things. What the litigation is saying whether you're guilty or not of those laws that already exist. We already have those moral standards. It's not saying that you could go and the same is with those very specific circumstances. In
Bima, it's like you're making Carmelo Anthony out into a hero. He's a murderer. He stabbed someone and killed someone and took someone's life. He's not a hero. You're making him out into a hero. He's not a hero. He made a bad decision. How dare you? How dare you?
And that's all it was. It was just a bad decision from dumb kids to do dumb things. The girl had a knife on him. He didn't know how to react in the situation. Didn't know what to do. He reacted in fear and impulse. You're not trying to stop justifying something that happened off of impulse. People do stupid shit like that. And if you gotta justify the stupid shit, then everyone else is gonna start doing it. And everyone gonna start saying, fuck.
Again, it's not justification.
Yes, you are.
It's what this.
Just say that, okay, this is the bomb, and now there's a kid here. You wanna argue the person's crime because it's unwarranted. Justice. He's a child. He's a minor on school grounds. What are you talking about, people? You call it out to everybody but the people that were solely involved with it. Yes. Even in Jersey, the stand your ground laws are very specific. Yes, you can have a firearm, but you need to have it in a specific place. Yes, you can shoot someone, but only if they threaten you with a weapon. Like there's certain things you just can't do.
I get the situation. Like, if it was like.
You can't stick a knife in someone else's chest, right? I'm pretty sure that's illegal, correct? If you're in a tent and somebody's like, hey man, you gotta get out of here, you can't be in here. You can't just like pull a knife out and stick it in somebody's chest, right? Hello?
In this case, I don't think that was going after Carmelo Anthony, the black boy, to kill Carmelo Anthony. I don't think the evil intent by the bully, the quote unquote bully, is that high that warrants him to be killed. I think the guy that was. He deserved to get killed. I don't think he was to that level. So
It's not about a deserve, right? That's also not what we're litigating. Nobody deserves to be killed, okay? That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is, in this particular case, is Carmelo Anthony, that's what's being litigated. You understand that the prosecution, he's the defense. It is up to the state, the prosecution, to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he committed murder with this criteria, this mens rea. And if you look at it, it just doesn't meet it.
It's murder.
You could say that because you have no. Come up with a better argument instead of just like.
Well, let's say. How about this? Let's say I'm at a convenience store. Wait, moderator, let me give you an example. I'm at a liquor store. Moderator. Let me give you a good example. Let's say, moderator. Hello, Bima, Earth to Bima. Let's say I'm at a liquor store and I'm a little intoxicated, okay, and I've been drinking a little bit all day long. And I go to the cash register and I got a box of iced tea vodkas and I don't have the money and the cashier says, "Sir, if you don't have the money, you're gonna have to leave." And I'm like, "What the fuck did you say to me?" And then the cashier's like, "You gotta leave, sir, if you don't have the money to pay for all this iced tea vodka." And then he he kind of intimidates me a little bit. So I pull a knife out and I stick him in the chest and I kill him. But I'm black and he's white. And he's a college student and I'm a college student. And so the point is, sticking knives in people's chests, that's illegal. And if you don't know that, you are fucking retarded. I am complete.
Yes.
Yeah, and exactly, what he did was he totally just made a non-comparison for changing who an aggressor is. He actually created an aggressor. Alistair created the aggressor. I mean, who's making an argument for that? I would agree. Just to stab somebody else because they're unhappy with what's happening. You have to have the initiation of violence force. It has to be self-defense. You have to be defending yourself.
That's not the way to defend yourself. Stabbing or having a knife is not the way to defend yourself against an unarmed killer.
There's many ways to defend themselves.
No, this isn't the streets, Iman. This was school. This was school, Iman.
can't say the word R word on TikTok. The R word is illegal.
Stab a child if you're saying you have to make the same argument. So a child stabbed a child. So then why would you? So if it's a child, is that valid? Is it right? Oh, but now he's no longer a child. Is he an adult or a child?
He's a student.
So then why are you making the
He's a minor.
And so do you see how you use an appeal to emotion? This is bandwagon appeal. This is a logical fallacy. You're trying to say, look, when you're referring to Austin Metcalf, the 6'1", 200 and something pound dude, right? All of a sudden he's a child, and then Carmelo Anthony is what?
Yes,
Point made. Another insult.
I have a question. No, seriously, like, this is good. This is good. I have a question, Rima. What should happen to Carmelo Anthony? What do you think would be better?
I think Carmelo Anthony should be able to walk away from this situation.
Exactly. Free. He didn't do nothing wrong.
Where other people who have used self-defense to defend themselves, you think that his life is going to be lollipops and gumdrops raining down? He's killed somebody. Even if he walks away from this, his life is permanently changed. His entire, the things that he has to live with, the things that he has to make up. This is going to be a lifetime journey of war on him, by him and on himself. That's why when you make a decision like this, please, this is why this isn't a commonplace action.
Yeah, but see, Bima, look at Mangione. Look at Mangione. But Bima, Mangione did the same thing. Mangione did the same thing. Yeah, Mangione did the same thing. He killed. No. You can't apply one thing to one person and not say it applies to another. Is it because he's black and we live in structural white racism? Is that it? Because Mangione did the same thing. Mangione killed a person in cold blood. Mangione did the same thing. Same laws got to apply to the same situation. It's the same situation. They killed him. Broad daylight. The guy, Bryan Cranston or whatever his name was from United Healthcare, was like, "Don't kill me, bro. I'm not a criminal." He's like, "Yes, you are. You're a fucking criminal and you're intimidating me and the world and all the Americans who can't get health insurance. Now I have to kill you. You're going to die." And then he killed him. And so the same rules apply, that he should be able to walk free too. Why can't he walk free? If Carmelo can walk free, why can't Mangione walk free? Explain to me. Why don't I understand your brain? Hello?
Justify these quick impulses while you're young and dumb is what we're not gonna do.
It's not a justification. Again, you fundamentally.
Yes, you are, because you're saying he should walk scot-free for just stabbing someone in the stomach or the chest, whatever it was.
What law is, Fangs?
Okay, but the law is not. Okay, no. This is what you're.
What
Let
exactly
me finish. Let me finish this because you got this very confused.
This is supposed to be a
Jesus, you just listen to
case
yourself.
of no. Because you're saying saying total stupid shit.
Because you're saying, oh, well, it's self-defense, so he should kill him. It's just self-defense, so you say it doesn't work that way.
Justification. We're not talking about.
That's not the right justification.
That's not. No. What I'm saying is that's not. When there's, I already explained it. I mean, could you?
He should stab him because he was threatening him. He was the aggressor. He got stabbed because he was making the aggressor.
I'm not talking about that.
But you said it. It came out your mouth.
When we're talking about law, but that's not what I'm referring to. I'm talking about law. When somebody, yeah, exactly. Oh God, and mute up because you don't know what you're talking about. Clearly, either respond to what I'm saying, make an argument.
Can be talked about, but not the eternal time. Names can be named, but not the eternal name. As the origin of heaven and earth, it is nameless. As the mother of all things, it is nameable. So as ever hidden, we should look at its inner essence. When all the world recognizes beauty as beauty, this in itself is ugliness. When all the world
Right or wrong, it is stopping at risk because we're going to create a domino effect. If I kill someone and I'm at a young age, dude, I'm out of control. Even if I'm right, psychologically, there's something wrong. I need help.
Well, see, the progressive pluralists who say that stabbing a knife into someone's chest doesn't mean that's mental health illness or breaking the law or illegal. Hello? Oh, you can make a finer point than that?
The reason why I would go to jail, even if I'm right or wrong, is because at a young age, I don't have the mental or emotional capability to process this. If I get away scot-clean free, it reinforces the belief that I'm powerful. I can do anything now. If anybody fucks with me, I can just stab you, whether I'm right or wrong or not. So, Bima, to say that he's innocent and just to walk away, that's putting your lives at risk at this point.
Well,
whether it's right or wrong or not.
I would like to make an alternative point, which is, put me in the queue, Bima.
What I'm saying is he's not guilty. He's not guilty of murder. That's what I'm saying. That what they have on the books is what qualifies as murder. I'm saying that criteria has not been met. Okay. Now, if you're going to make the claim that he has that there's some sort of mental illness, then he shouldn't be in a jail. He should be getting mental help. He should be in some sort of institution for people with.
Yeah, that's called high school, right? Where he should be, right?
You're now using the industrial prison.
Is there like an alternative for his high school football program and
potential mental illness? But hold on, but the evidence doesn't even support that, D. That's the problem. That's where your argument fails short, like significantly. This kid, okay, Carmelo Anthony, he had multiple jobs in the real world, multiple years. He was a responsible kid, 16 years old. He was working at Foot Locker for 2 full years in the real world with real adults, not on high school grounds. Now they're the high schoolers. He's going out and he's working a job and getting paid. He worked at HEB at the grocery store. Hold on. So now you're understanding that this kid has an entirely different understanding of what is and what isn't appropriate to be touching. You can't. His responsibility level was so high that that's what, if anything, he understood what and how society is supposed to act, and that you just can't walk around and assaulting people. You can't assault people. Unfortunately, Austin, hold on, wait, fangs. Unfortunately, Austin Metcalf was an immature, uneducated idiot that thought that he could still, immature, hormonal,
boy that is using, the guise of high school, right? High school grounds to be able to assault somebody, which if he were to do that same exact thing 100 feet off school grounds, he would have been arrested.
Bima, try to land your point because some of us got to get to bed and get to work tomorrow. Put me in the queue. Thank you, Bima.
Wait a second. He would have been arrested. Okay, so what are the other things that says, oh, wait a second, it shows that he has a great GPA. He's disciplined. He knows what discipline is. He goes home and he does his school, a great GPA. Wow, okay. What else? He was the captain of his football team elected. Hold on a second. So an entire group of his peers said,
hello, testing mic.
Hold on. You're the best person out of all of us on this team to lead us, to guide us, for us to look to for advice and instruction and information and guidance. You're the number. Oh, wait, hold on. It wasn't just one team. He was team elected captain from two separate teams, two completely different.
The AI summary says that we are debating the severity of self-defense and the justice system.
Understood what it was to act in the real world, what should and shouldn't be appropriate, and when initiation of violent aggression is being used upon you, and how to defend yourself in the real world. Unfortunately, Austin Metcalf failed that test, and he fucked around and found out.
Fucked around and found out justice is not the legal system. She just summarized her rant with fuck around and find out, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't justify plunging a knife into people's chests. Now, does it? It doesn't, does it? Put me in the queue, Bima. I need to make an alternative point about the room and about the topic. Put me in the queue. Hello?
Take notes. Watch what D does. Watch D. He makes good arguments. He responds to what I'm saying. No. Mute up.
Well, when you're dealing with an ignorant rapist, it's hard.
Hold on. Another insult. Wonderful. That's all you're good for.
Projection alert. Let's get the projection mirror out and turn on the projection activation system. It's just ad hominem projection at this point. Put me in the queue as well. I was before you, Shar. A.K. Rayabya. Yeah, I want to make an alternative point about the topic and about the room. And it's that if you come here to get gaslit and you get angry communicating with Bima or Himothy or Beaver, the saying is, if you can make someone angry, you can make them your slave. And I just want to say that if you come here and get angry, damn, somebody got a little angry. Somebody got a little angry.
Hello? Indeed, the hidden and the manifest give birth to each other. Difficult and easy complement each other. Long and short exhibit each other. High and low set measure to each other. Voice and sound harmonize each other. Back and front follow each other. Therefore the sage manages his affairs without ado, and spreads his teaching without talking. He denies nothing to the teeming things. He rears them but lays no claim to them. He does his work but sets no store by it. He accomplishes his task but does not dwell upon it. And yet it is just because he does not dwell on it that nobody can ever take it away from him. As always manifest, we should look at its outer aspects. These two flow from the same source, though differently named, and both are called mysteries. The mystery of mysteries is the door of all essence. By not exalting the talented, he will cause the people to cease from rivalry and contention. By not prizing goods hard to get, you will cause the people to cease from robbing and stealing. By not displaying what is desirable, you will cause the people's hearts to remain undisturbed. Therefore, the sage's way of going the food, weakening the ambitions, toughening the bones. In this way, he will cause the people to remain without knowledge and without desire, and prevent the knowing ones from any ado. Practice none ado, and everything will be in order. The town is like an empty bowl, which in being used can never be filled up. Fathomless, it seems to be the origin of all things. It blunts all sharp edges, it bends how it is all tangled. It harmonizes all lights, it unites the world into one whole, hidden in the deeps. Yet it seems to exist forever. I do not know whose child it is. It seems to be the common ancestor of all, the father of things. Heaven and earth is not sentimental. It treats all things as straw dogs. The sage is not sentimental. He treats all his people as straw dogs. Between heaven and earth, there seems to be a bellows. It is empty and yet it is inexhaustible. The more it works, the more comes out of it. No amount of words can fathom. Better look for it within you. The spirit of the fountain dies now. It is called the mysterious feminine. The doorway of the mysterious feminine is called the root of heaven and earth. Lingering like gossamer, it has only a hint of existence. And yet, when you draw upon it, it is inexhaustible. Heaven lasts long and earth abides. What is the secret of their durability? Is it not because they do not live for themselves that they can live so long? Therefore the sage wants to remain behind, but finds himself at the head of others, reckons himself out, but finds himself safe and secure. Is it not because he is selfless that his self is realized? The highest form of goodness is like water. Water knows how to benefit all things without striving within. It stays in place, is loved by all men. Therefore it comes near the town. In choosing your dwelling, know how to keep to the ground. In cultivating your mind, know how to dive in the hidden deeps. In dealing with others, know how to be gentle and kind. In speaking, know how to keep your words. In governing, know how to maintain order. In transacting business, know how to be efficient. In making moves, know how to choose the right moment. If you do not strive with others, you will be free from